What is going on, guys? Welcome to the show. And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to try something out today that we have been talking about for quite some time. We have signed 2 brand new referees. Those referees are CAWs. Now, we're not going to watch their entrance every single time. Obviously, you got to use them in special guest referee type matches. So they won't be in every match, but they will be in a lot of them. Looking at some of the stuff we got going on, we've got the brand new Meltdown Women's World Title Belt on the line here tonight. Melinda, the current world champion Witcher, brand new look, going to be going after that belt. The TCW United States Tag Team Title Belts on the line here tonight. Some tag team action. We're going to see a brand new, newly designed in almost every sense of the word, Miguel Michael Morales. Matt Storm and JP hooking up again. United States title belt on the line. Dubs and Jay Savage, Totes and Digital Dogs. Repentia getting a shot with her brand new moveset. Hopefully, we found some flaws in the moveset moving from 2K24 to 25. So we found some flaws. She's been working with some trainers to get those fixed. Going to fight Jane here tonight. Recon Delta getting his shot once again at the Meltdown World Championship. So let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Oh, is it? That could only mean one thing. Good call. I'm glad I saw that. That could only mean one. Testing 1, 2. Is that better? Do we got some better stuff going on? Does that sound better before we get rolling on this? I think it defaulted to a weird microphone. While we're waiting to hear that, JB Famous, welcome to the show. What is going on? Championship Wrestling. Now, MSW Championship Wrestling, is that Frost Freeman? I know you got a different name, but you can't. I'm terrible with names, so when you guys go changing names on me, you'll see I'll call you the same name for a long time before I get used to the other one. What is going on, Logan? Welcome to the stream. What is happening, Iffy? Witcher sister, welcome to the stream. What is going on, Derek? Yeah, see, it wasn't playing through this microphone. It was playing through the camera. The camera right there. Oh, look at you, camera, going right there. Well, that'll be interesting. You'll have to let me know what's going on. Well, since we've got the audio fixed, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Now, guys, remember, 2 brand new referees signed. Miles Stanley Ward.
The following contest is a special referee match and is for the Women's World Championship.
See, at least you're understanding about it, you know what I mean? So, brand new referee Sherry Luther making her way down to the ring. You will see her on both brands, both the Meltdown and the Outbreak brands.
Please welcome the special referee for this match, Sherry Luther.
So again, most of the times when the guest referees or our brand new referees are involved in the matches, I'll probably skip their entrances. But the first time they come out, I want you guys to get a good look at them, get a chance to see them. But now Witcher kind of distancing herself a little bit from the magical stuff. Now we still see this going on. Will that change as well? Kind of getting back in to almost the witch/biker type feel. Can she take that? Can she take her new look and parlay that into some momentum and maybe get the advantage and win the world championship here tonight? Yeah, so guys, like, where is your EFED at? Is it on YouTube or is it on... Now, I know you've been here. That's not what I'm saying. But is it on YouTube or is it on... Twitch? What's going on, Ashley? Welcome to the stream. One of the newest wrestlers right there, Ashley Perez. We won't see her here tonight. So many big things going on, like I can't fit it all in. But we will look after this. Ashley got a Totesified character. We downloaded the character and gave a little Totesification to it. Now has a face scan on it. Took the basic idea and turned it around, and look, this is also a brand new look for Melinda G, making her way down to the ring. I had some hair on her and it just never quite looked right, so we updated the hair, got that going on. Even updated the moveset a little bit with her. Updated Witcher's moveset too. So Witcher's got some moves now too. Like, we've gone through, even though we haven't been doing a lot of things over the last month, we have still been working on updating and making every single CAW better, getting them closer and closer to the master crafted CAWs that we have come to know and love. So huge stuff here tonight. Melinda G, Witcher, two of the best to do it, gonna face off right now.
Introducing the challenger from the Queen City, the Witch, Tony Cox. And her opponent from Boston, Massachusetts, the Women's World Champion, indestructible Melissa Gutierrez.
What's going on, Prime Time? Welcome to the show. So brand new title belts on the line. You can see Sherry holding it up right there, getting ready to get this thing going. Now, I haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of testing with the special guest referee, but one of the things I'm really hoping is the special guest referee will act different than the regular referees and stay out of the way of the camera. So far, it's working. Witcher, though, getting off to a fast start against the world champion. Goes, rolls up the leg. 2. And already getting a 2 count. And you can see Witcher kind of pushing out right there, pushing out away from the ropes, making sure Melinda cannot get herself caught in the ropes, but staying very, very aggressive. And I don't think Melinda quite used to this Witcher. I would say I don't think the entire women's division is used to this Witcher. A little bit different, a little change in attitude going on. Melinda needs to gather herself right now. And get this thing turned around. Now, typically, Melinda is usually the one. We haven't seen her come out quite like this, getting dominated, but Witcher again going for the pin, and only a 1 count. And remember, we had to redo all the tattoos of every single wrestler that we have in our universe. So you're going to be seeing new tattoos, different tattoo styles on almost every character but Totes McGoat. Somehow, and I don't even understand how, Totes was the one that it didn't affect him for some reason. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It affected 96 other CAWs, so. Oh, and look at this. Witcher going, getting a shovel, trying to put an end to this match right now, too. And Melinda still able to kick out in 2, but probably getting a little bit closer with this shovel. Business going on. Can she get it turned around? And just look at the aggressive nature of Witcher. But remember, you can see what Witcher is doing right here. But it does not take many moves for Melinda to catch up. Melinda, a very powerful style of wrestling. Witcher trying to get a powerful style of wrestling going right there, but typically relying on speed. Now Melinda starting to get it turned back around, but can she maintain control of the match? And you can hear when Witcher hit the mat right there, it just sounds differently. And look, 1 move, 2 count. Oh! Move number 2 is the up around and find out, the old Fafo slam. And Witcher finds a way to kick out into, Tattoo Gate 25, no doubt. And I'm going to tell you what, with Tattoo Gate 25, the problem with it is we may stay, if they can fix 2K25, we may stay with 2K25 for a while. I do not trust. I don't trust the dev team can do anything anymore. 0 trust. Less than 0 trust. T&O, you know what I mean? Trust no one. Oh, and now, see, we're back to a pretty even match, and now it's going to come down to who makes the mistakes right here. Which one of these women can walk away holding the World Championship belt on their shoulder, and I think it's going to be the one who makes the least amount of mistakes from this point moving forward. Not allowing the other woman to get a run. Too deep on him, and already again the 2 count. And you can see, now this is where it is. Melinda's starting to get frustrated. Witcher kicking out in 2. Goes, gets a hockey stick. Wrong sport. But slap shot right to the top of the old noggin there. And just wielding that thing like a bat, throwing it around. Thought she was going to go for the Fafo slam again. Witcher able to reverse it around. Sherry right on top of the count. And so far calling it right down the middle. Now, one of the nice things about these 2 brand new referees, a lot more trained. Much better training than the other standard referees, which we still have and we'll see here tonight. 2. Oh, again a 1 count. And I would think at this point, Witcher has got to be frustrated as all get out. And you can see, Witcher kind of a part of the Wolf Pack. using more and more of the cutter style, and I think Melinda's starting to pick it up, and now picks her up. Boppo slam again. This has got to be it. 1, 2, and somehow Witcher finds a way yet again. This is the newly designed world title, so there was a brand split, and the TCW world title basically is this one right here, the one that you held, but it's newly designed and called the Meltdown Championship. Outbreak. So these wrestlers will only be either on Monday Meltdown or on Outbreak, and then all of them will be... Whoa! Witcher again, getting away from the Witch's Brew. Using the old shut the front door maneuver, comes away winning the world title. And the craziest thing about this is while you're watching it, Witcher in control for quite a bit, but still Melinda able to kick out, and she was kicking out in one, and then all of a sudden hit her with it one more time to shut the front door. And comes away winning the Meltdown Women's World title. And look, we talked about it at the top of this match. These two women fight an awful lot, going back and forth, back and forth. And one of the neat things, though, about this setup is we know Melinda world caliber. We know Witcher world caliber. A lot of your world caliber wrestlers are on the Meltdown brand, but now this will also, the way the brands are split now, allow us to develop more and more wrestlers.
Champion, the Witch, Tony Cox.
So Witcher moving away from more of that magical type style and now getting back to like her biker roots. Ends up parlaying that into a world championship. What's going on, Jesse Jackhammer? Welcome to the show. So again, we're going to meet the second referee, Hammer Hancock, getting ready to make his refereeing debut. United States Tag Team Championships on the line. Now with the Tag Team Championships, and we still have the World Championships, we still have all the same stuff, the Universal titles, but now the tag team titles, we have the United States on the Meltdown brand, we have the Intercontinental on the Outbreak brand, and then we have the Universal World Tag Team Championships. What is going on, Strudel? Welcome to the show. Now, I wanted to come back up here. Okay. So MSW on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you guys go check out his. Give him a subscribe.
And is for the United States Tag Team Championship. Please welcome the special referee for this match at a combined weight of 429 pounds. Cecil and Kempty Watson, the Hit Squad.
So definitely announces it wrong in the special guest referee format, but it almost seems to fix the referee being in the way problem, which is also interesting. Look at the state of this. Brand new look for not just Kempty Watson on the right, Cecil Davis also brand new look on the left. Hit Squad stepping out again away from the TWO. Now just doing their own thing. Kind of the same look, but very different look when it comes to the masks. One of the longest, well, they are the longest men's tag team. They've been together the longest, then followed by the Maniacs. Getting ready to go up against one of the hottest tag teams to do it. And that is Vipero Jr. and Zach Hamilton. The Corporate Syndicate. Strudel's the king of the ring. You heard it here first. What is going on, Dubs? Welcome to the show. So this is one of those interesting things, though, where we have the Corporate Syndicate kind of split right now. They are on the same show, don't get me wrong, but with the titles they hold, kind of split up a little bit. So
the challengers at a combined weight of 405 pounds, the United States Tag Team Champions and the Pro Wrestling Extreme Fighting Champions, the Snake V. Pierre O. and Zach Hamilton, the Syndicate.
So the Corporate Syndicate, really, along with JP, all of them are really on the Outbreak brand. You see them wrestling here tonight on the Meltdown brand, and that's because they hold the Meltdown brand's titles. They hold the United States title. They hold the United States Tag Team title belt, so they will defend it every single time on the brand. I could have stripped them of the titles, but I didn't want to do that. Let them defend the titles as long as they can defend them, and then officially migrate over to the Meltdown brand. But part of that means they're not going to be fighting on that Meltdown, on the Outbreak brand until they can get rid of these titles. So Hammer Hancock getting his first action as a referee here tonight. How will he call it? We saw Sherry Luther call it right down the middle. Kind of expecting the same from him. And it's interesting, too, with these two tag teams very similar in size. And look at that. Cecil, with his new look, Vipero even has a new look if you're looking at it. But already getting a 2 count, and I don't think Vipero was quite expecting that. And that's another thing we got to look at. Maybe, just maybe, Vipero and Zach Hamilton are like, hey, we don't want to defend these titles for a long, long time. So maybe they've kind of picked who they've wanted to fight. Or they'll wait until the people they think, what is that? Get out the highlight reels, call ESPN. Rolls up the leg, 1, 2. And maybe they'll just end up dropping the titles to the team that they feel is worthy. Now, highly doubt it. We have seen it done before. Still, highly doubt it, but you never know. You never know what the Vipers are thinking. And now Vipero getting it turned back around, but look at this. Again, you're talking about one of the oldest tag teams in Cecil and Kempty versus one of the hottest tag teams since they've hit the scene in Vipero and Zach. So, momentum versus knowledge, you know, and not just knowledge of wrestling, but knowledge of your tag team partner that's in there. And even though that's a 1 count, we have seen Kempty and Cecil, they kind of isolated Vipero there for a little bit, but then Vipero wisely diving, getting out of the ring, getting Zach in now, trying to get a breather while Zach Hamilton tries to maintain control of what is going on in the ring. And you can see their manager, but look at this. Hammer Hancock right on top of it, putting that turnbuckle pad right back in, not even wasting any time. And you can see that in these matches, Hammer Hancock and Sherry Luther, both well-trained referees, knowing where the cameras are located and staying out of the way. So just helping the TCW overall put on an even better product. Vipero now starting to get some things going. Kempty needing to get a tag into Cecil, but goes down for the 1 count. And you can see too, like, yeah, the corporate syndicate bringing out their manager. Whereas the Hit Squad, you know, they've been in groups for quite some time, and now Vipero looking like he is starting to get in to the rhythm of the night. And Kempty right there winding up, and against some of the bigger opponents, you could probably get away with doing that. But just like the Vipers, the Hit Squad not used to fighting guys roughly their size. They're usually fighting guys much bigger. You're looking, 3 of them are cruiserweights, and you would think Cecil also kind of looks like a cruiserweight, but just falls out of that category by about 12 pounds. He is a light heavyweight. 1, 2. And you know, we talked about the brand splits. We talked about how the titles, but there has been a huge title restructure that has happened. So some of those title belts, like looking at the Cruiserweight title, looking at the Hardcore title, those are now Universal title belts. One of the more interesting ways we are going to do this, those title belts can be defended on any brand, but not any brand can fight for the title belts. The only time the title belts will change brands is if those title belts are won on the Wednesday Night Wars. No longer will we see on the Wednesday Night Wars, no longer will we see the WWE and WCW wrestlers. It is now just the wrestlers from the Meltdown brand, just the wrestlers from the Outbreak brand. So what is going on, Sped? Thank you for the 11 months of membership and welcome to the show. Zach Hamilton right now kind of on another level, starting to really get things going and get things turned around. Where early on you could see the Hit Squad in control, large and in charge of what is going on. Man, really appreciate that, brother. You don't even know, means a lot. 3, and Vipero, who got off to a very, very slow start, was getting dominated by Cecil, ends up coming back getting his feet back underneath him and winning the match to retain the TCW United States Tag Team title belts. But really appreciate it, brother. That means a lot. It goes a long way. Kind of a little validation of what we're doing here, so really appreciate it. Helps out more than you guys know. And for a while, it looked like the Hit Squad was going to come away the champions, but then, just like they typically do, not called the hottest tag team in wrestling for nothing, coming back to retain their title belts.
Here are your winners, and still United States Tag Team Champions, the Snake, Vipero, and Zach Hamilton, the Syndicate.
You know, it's like a little treat for the Meltdown brand. The corporate syndicate, again, really aligned with the Outbreak brand, but we are going to see 3 of the 4 of them on this show. Their 4th member, Sam Hacksaw, defending the Intercontinental title belt. So all 4 of their members, champions right now. But the only champion on the Outbreak brand is Sam Hacksaw. The other 3 will be here on the Meltdown brand until they lose those title belts. And we're going to see JP a little bit later on. But right now, we've got Kylee and Misti, Lady Rock and Penny, no title belts on the line. But it has been a minute since we have seen Misti in a tag team match. And it has been quite a minute since we have seen Kylee in a match. So, again, there are so many things that go on, especially even with this brand split, but so many storylines to tell. We can't even get them all in 1 week or one show. We can't even progress every storyline. So, a great problem for the TCW to have. We've talked about the longest reigning.
And the participants. First, the Universal World Television Champions, the Grim Reaper, Mighty Watson, and the Crusher, Kyle E. Watson, the NWO.
So we talk about the longest tag team, but the longest reigning faction going back somewhere around season 1, episode 7, I believe. There was the formation of the NWO. Then there was the formation of the women's NWO. And these 4 ladies, when you add Cheyenne to the mix, have not split up since season 1. So, longest reigning faction. We have seen, the men's side of the NWO, the TWO come and go. But the women have remained constant, almost to the point.
First, from Manchester, England, Lady Rock.
Almost to the point where you almost would assume Heather's got to really be like that true leader of the TWO. Because again, the constant come and go, but still somewhere right around there. Yeah, it was 7 or 8. It was the only episode that I did not do live that I had to actually orchestrate. It's our shortest show, but in order to tell the story, I had to take a bunch of takes and video edit them together and then release it that way. Only show that we have ever done that wasn't live.
Dudley, England, Kylee.
Now, this is one of my very favorite entrances. Everything is done down to like the nanosecond, from the lighting to the pyro. But Penny making her way down right now. Usually the women come down together, but just being remade have not had a chance to reform and put together their tag team entrance. Yeah, it's crazy. We had to take cutscenes, put the cutscenes together, edit them back in. Now, the matches happen the way the matches happen, but to get it to all go together the right way with the cutscenes, that was something else. So looking right now like Kylee, one of the larger wrestlers in the women's division. And it's looking right now like Lady Rock has that funny giant glitch. So we may have to remake her. I thought we got it off, but apparently we did not. But whatevs, it is all right. 1, 2, and already a 2 count on Kylee. And look, we've said it. It's been a while since we've seen Kylee in the ring. Maybe a little bit of ring rust on Kylee. But again, you get punched in the mouth a couple times. That is about all it takes to get things turned back around. That is about all it takes for you to remember, oh yeah, this is how this goes, and get back into the swing of things. And we are seeing more and more unique tag team double teams, and I love it. Hooks the leg. 1. And look at the timing on that. Didn't think she was going to get it in. Thought Kylee would see it coming, but Penny running around. Speed maybe just a little bit too much. And Penny keeping things slow. And if you were wrestling and giving up that much size against a wrestler, that's what you would want to do. You know, we talk about speed or momentum, or sometimes it's about controlling the pacing, whether that pacing be fast or whether that pacing gets slowed down. And now getting ready to see the current Universal Television Champion. And this is going to be one of those other interesting title belts. Now that the television title also considered to be a universal title belt. Wowzers. It will only switch brands, and then starting on the next Monday Meltdown, whichever brand has those television titles, it'll be fought for every single night on that brand. We needed a few episodes to kind of get things rolling a little bit, so almost kind of suspended some of the titles, some of like the television title rules. But again, the next time we see Monday Meltdown, we'll see Outbreak. The next time we see Monday Meltdown, the television titles will be in full effect. And then you're really going to start seeing which one of the brands is pulling away. And I'm going to tell you, the way the rosters are set up right now, you would think that Meltdown would have the advantage. But we can't discount how hungry the Outbreak brand is. So it's going to be very, very interesting moving forward. And really, this is going to give a lot of people opportunities that they may not have gotten before. Going to allow for a lot more character development. Especially on the Outbreak brand. And it looks like the TWO members taking Penny, keeping her in the corner. And you can see this back and forth. Referee Sherry right on top of all of this. And now look, Penny fighting for her life. Finally getting in the kick, but will she get in the tag? No, wanting to stay on the offense. But will that be a mistake? One, two. No, we kind of I've already broke the roster down. I just should announce it so everybody knows. But we're still toying with some things and moving some things around. But the roster's kind of been split down the middle. And I toyed with the idea of a draft. But it would almost have to be done kind of podcast style. That's why, and right now we're about $30 from our goal. But it wouldn't be bad to have a podcast. Like if we hit our goal, we will have a podcast today. Where we can kind of go over, I can name the names, we can kind of throw them up and do some of the things. Maybe I'll even prepare like a spreadsheet so that it lays it out a little bit better. We can go over the stuff. And look at this, Lady Rock back in the ring. Hooks the leg, one. And I think Misti was thinking exactly what we were thinking, but now in some trouble. Referee down on the ground. Will she be able to even get up? Lady Rock, knowing the referee is down, goes over, hits the finisher on her. But look, referee down on the ground, and this is another thing you're going to see when they, especially when they're the special guest referee, down for longer than normal. What is going on, Blaze? Welcome to the show. And you can see the damage like Kylee has taken, like her body beaten, battered, and bruised. Lady Rock hooks the leg again. Two. Now, no title belts on the line, but a lot of pride on the line. Lots of pride. Kylee now fighting her way back through it. And still the weird giant glitch on Lady Rock. Wrestlers unable to break through as of yet. Getting that foot right up underneath the chin. Lady Rock keeping the offense going. And normally, and this is the sad part about it, typically Lady Rock's moveset, since she is in the giant mode, doesn't use the combos, doesn't take her off the top rope, and that is typically how she wrestles. Kylee, though, trying to fight through, trying to do the things, hits her with the slap right there. And Lady Rock able to withstand the blow yet one more time. What is going on? Eagle Star, welcome to the show. JP, what is happening, my man? Welcome to the show. You got here just in time. defending the United States title belt tonight against Matt Storm. Oh, look at this one! But only a 1 count, like where you can see the damage being inflicted on Kylee. Misti's still pretty fresh in this match. I'd say probably one of the fresher wrestlers of all 4 of the ladies. And starting to show it right here. Again, brand new referee Sherry Luther doing her job in the ring, and so far has been calling good matches right down the middle. If you guys don't know, in this episode we just introduced brand new created referees. We'll still have to see the other ones for some reasons, but a lot of our matches are going to have our created referees in there. And you can see that actually helps fix the issue of the camera angles, because it treats the referee now like a wrestler, even though they are not. I tanked all their stats. They are not wrestlers. 1. Which is another reason why they'll stay down even longer. Oh, here we go. Big power move. Goes, hooks the leg. And you can tell Lady Rock saw it. Saw that power move incoming. Oh, Kylee hits her with her finisher. A big boot. And now staying on top of it, but look at this. Penny getting it reversed back around. Misti watching on. And Lady Rock getting and helping Penny get out of that Penny maneuver. But I'm telling you right now, this could be all over but the crying. This could be the thing that happens to end the match. Misti now hooking the leg. Is this going to be it? 1, 2. And I don't know how she even managed to step out of that. Misti wisely grabbing Penny, seeing that she is trying to get out of this match, making sure that she isolates her inside the ring and not allow her to get out. Man, Prime Time, I really appreciate you, brother. Love it. We are now 10 away from the goal. And having a, well, we now hit the goal. Prime said he ain't even messing with it. Ain't waiting for nothing. Hits the goal. So we will have a podcast a little later today. Misti hitting Penny with Red's Redemption, but has to get her back in the ring. You can see Heather D on the outside. And again, guys, it means a lot. Really helps out the channel. 2, 3, and the TWO comes away with the victory. But really helps out the channel, and Eagle Star really appreciate the 7 months of membership. What is going on, Grayson? Welcome to the show. I'm telling you what, I don't know about you guys, but these brand new created referees, I am digging it. Now, again, there's still some limitations with them, but any matches that we can have them in, we will have them in. And a lot of our matches you can. You'll see a couple times tonight we can't.
Here are your winners. The Grim Reaper, Mighty Watson, and the Crusher, Kyle E. Watson. The NWO
Now, you can see tonight Kylee definitely taking the brunt, and that might have been the entire plan the TWO had, but whatever their plan was, obviously, it worked out. Now, one of the more interesting things, we're about to see a brand new moveset from Miguel Michael Wallace. 3M. 3M. A brand new look from Miguel Michael Morales. I don't know why I said Wallace. I am William Wallace. So 3M, brand new look. Miguel wanting to bring back the greatness of masked wrestlers, and starts on that journey here tonight. However, Johnny C standing in his way.
And the participants, first from Philadelphia, weighing in at 205 pounds, Italian Stallion, Johnny C.
So Johnny C, haven't got to see a lot of them, but again, with this new format, we're going to be able to see a lot more of the wrestlers, especially because even though we took away our developmental show, it's still there and I still use it, but even though we've taken that away, the thing that ends up happening now is all of our wrestlers wrestle on the Wednesday Night Wars. So lots of opportunities out there, and we even ended up retiring 2 belts on the men's side, 2 belts on the women's side. So fewer titles and more opportunities. Figure that out.
And his opponent from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 228 pounds, Michael Morales.
So again, still known as the Spanish God, but donning his mask, making his way down to the ring. Will that bring the brand new attitude? We know he has been working very closely with a famous wrestler in Mexico, but is that going to translate in his very first match? He's going to have, obviously, new movesets, but is he going to be comfortable with these new moves? Is he going to be comfortable? We know he's comfortable with the style, but will he be comfortable in those moves? And look at that, letting it fly right off the bat. Johnny C, like, look, here's the problem. Even if Johnny C did the tape study, he won't have been film studying this. And look, already a 2 count. Miguel Morales on top of it. And look, I'm telling you right now, brand new attitude, brand new stuff. We've seen it from Witcher tonight, and now seeing it from Miguel Morales as well. Now the thing for Johnny, can Johnny find a way to kind of thwart it off? slow down the offense and then get a bit of his own offense going. And look, there's not a lot of tape either on Johnny C, so Miguel will be facing kind of the same thing that Johnny is facing against him. Not a lot of film going either way on either guy. Yeah, you would figure, you know what I mean? If he doesn't have alert set, he's going to need some retraining. Oh, look at that. Referee already getting involved. And look, that's one of the referees, Hammer Hancock. Like, maybe the other guys, they would feel comfortable, like, mixing it up with. But I don't know that I'd be comfortable mixing it up. Old Frankie Two Fingers mixing it up with Hammer Hancock. He looks like he's in the gym. Sherry Luther looks like she's in the gym. Look at this. Both guys standing in the center of the ring, letting it fly back and forth. Chops, slaps, punches. Oh! And the referee just letting them do it, letting it go. Johnny C getting the pump handle. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. And Miguel able to kick out into one, 2, 3, and Johnny C finds a way to come out with the victory. And look, we talked about this right at the top. It might take Miguel a little while to get used to what his character is doing in the ring, to get comfortable doing what he is doing inside the ring. But already off to a great start. You saw right at the top of the match, very quick start for Miguel Morales. Now, just needs to put it together at the end, and he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Guys, while we got a chance, remember, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss anytime we go live. Share the video. Probably the most important thing we can do today is share the video. Ashley, we already got your wrestler. And it got totesified. Unless that's somebody else, like another other wrestler.
Italian Stallion, Kempty.
But after uploading your character, we do not have any slots remaining. So it'll be one of those things. If that's somebody else, we're going to have to get them into the Discord, get them on the list. You know what I mean? And your wrestler, too, will be on. So they're actually on the Meltdown brand. They will not make their debut until the next Meltdown episode. Still doing some things. But yeah, get her in. Is it another person or another character that you have? Two different things. Here we go, though. TCW, United States Championship on the line. And again, we have talked about this. Man, my wife is faster than you would believe. Halfway through the show. Already home. She did it. Yeah, we typically limit it to one per person. You guys can hear the Bark Squad doing their thing already. What is going on? What is happening with the loading screen? Hold on. It's testing something out here. What is happening with the loading screen? One second. Hold on. It's testing something out here. What is happening with the loading screen? Ha. Not sure what is happening with this. So timeout. All right, we're going to try something else. Because we're obviously stuck. So let's just do this. Let me just do that. That way we're going to see if we can just restart the thing and get the things going. This is the thing though that I'm talking about, where good job, dev team. Like, I've never seen a game release in such great condition, and then as they release more updates, they break their game even more. Like, good job. Good job. Touche. Didn't see that coming. And look, before, again, I was very positive for a long time with the dev, but this is beyond. This is beyond crappy. Like, fix your game, spend the money to do the things that you got to do. You want to put in like all these, pay for whatever things, then spend the money to make sure your game works. Not their pay events don't even work right. Like, come on. Like, that's bad. That makes it just feel like, oh, you're just trying to, it's just a cash grab. That's all it is. That's why I'm not even convinced we're going to move on to 2K26. Then again, as bad as this is, we may have to. But then how broken is that going to be? So, like, you can't even make this stuff up. Okay, we're almost back, guys. Almost back. Let's see where it left off at. Okay, can we get past it now? Oh. Ta-da. All right. It's funny. We'll talk about it.
The following contest.
We'll talk about it in the podcast today.
Referee match and is for the United States Championship.
Like, what they actually did is so far beyond. But we'll talk about that in the podcast. I'm down for a good rant. Now, we go back and we look at Matt Storm and we look at the different things that he did. One of, and almost got in line when Totes was leading the TWO, but almost got in line to beat the record Totes McGoats held for longest title reign. He made it up to 10. Totes McGoats set it at 11. Can he come back in here tonight and take the United States title back from the corporate syndicate leader, JP, who is the one that ended his title reign? I know, right? No, but look, typically I like being positive, but come on, I mean, sometimes too much, you know what I mean? Ashley, stick around. After the show, I'm going to show you what we did. I like the idea of your attire. But we gave you a face scan. We totsified your attire. That's a lot of U.S. gold sitting around the waist of the corporate syndicate. Again, corporate syndicate should be on the Outbreak brand, but because they hold these title belts, and I don't want to strip any of these guys from their title belts, the Meltdown brand is going to have to beat the corporate syndicate and take those belts from them. JP, though, finally becoming the leader of the corporate syndicate. And look, he ends up becoming the leader. Next thing you know, these guys wearing tag team gold, and wearing intercontinental title gold, wearing U.S. title gold. So, absolutely on another level.
Introducing the challenger from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing in at 249 pounds, the Captain, Matt Storm. And his opponent from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 203 pounds, the United States Champion, the All-American JP.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's just interesting. TCW, if you watch, we have a very specific style. And so I take people's ideas and make them into our style so that they fit inside our universe. So you'll see Matt Storm in other universes. You won't see Matt Storm like this. You'll see JP in other universes. You won't see JP like this. We may see Ashley Perez's in other universes. I can promise you, you won't see Ashley Perez like you're going to see her after this show. And look, we can see now that the falls will count anywhere, and we see it again where that in the last episode worked out for JP. This time Matt probably looking at it, scouting it out, and then getting the better of JP in that situation. But you can see these guys been around the universe for a minute or two, understand the other person's style, and are taking absolute advantage of it. But the question remains, will the managers get involved? Will Vipero get involved? Will they need to get involved? Yeah, I used to go out and share out all the wrestlers. This year I actually stopped doing that as much. Started seeing a lot of our wrestlers end up in some other shows. A lot of people ask, which is cool, but there's a few of the wrestlers that really I would like to be more exclusive. Like, you gotta come to TCW to see Crimson. You know what I mean? Very interesting. I actually just created some mixed tag titles too. We'll see what happens. With that. Haven't tested it out yet, so we'll see. Hammer right on top of the things. JP getting involved. You can see Estrada over there. Bobby the Brain also. Keeping an eye on it. And even though JP gives up a lot of size, again, a cruiserweight fighting against a heavyweight, not something that JP isn't used to. So really kind of slowing down when you're on the outside of the ring. You'll watch him slow down his style. But on the inside of the ring, he will absolutely get after it. Speed being his best friend. One, two. And almost getting the best of them right there. And look at the underhanded thing going right after the old Peaches. And JP opting again, maybe to slow it down just a little bit. Getting the baseball bat, knowing that if he hits him with that baseball bat, might get disqualified. However, even on the disqualification, the title belt will not change hands. So, showing a little bit of restraint right there, but really having that champion's advantage. Could pretty much do whatever he wants to do, even in a disqualification. He is the champion. The belt won't change hands. Nice. One, two. And Matt Storm again able to kick out in two. You know, this is a big match for another reason. Matt Storm also a former TCW World Champion. JP wanting to elevate his game to that, having earned a world title shot because of winning the United States title belt. Matt Storm really wanting to get after Totes' record. So instead of going back after the world title, which Digital Dog's kind of involved in, really wanting to get the United States title belt back in his hand. But you look at JP, if he could find a way to somehow win this match and win against a former world champion, that also kind of sets up the resume. Yeah, we got the world title shot, but should we have a world title shot? And it feels like Matt Storm is getting ready to set up for it. Thought he was going to do it right there. And, oh! JP saw him setting up for his finisher, but wisely gets himself up and over to the corner. Matt Storm about setting up for the perfect storm. And I thought for a second there, no, he is using it. Bobby taking off the turnbuckle pad and Matt Storm using it. Oh! Did he just sneak him? 1, 2. And Matt Storm able to kick out, but Matt Storm needing to get back to his feet. Not able to do it. Can JP get it in? Trying to hit him with the big red button. Hits him. And he may have just retained the United States Championship. And he does. JP finding a way, just like the other corporate syndicate members did in match number 2 this evening, finding a way to retain the United States title belt. So again, even though they are on the Outbreak brand, 3/4 of the corporate syndicate will be continuing to fight on Monday Meltdown. And it's very interesting because Matt Storm on an absolute roll, but does not have the answer to JP. JP seems to be the cheat code against Matt Storm. And it's that move right there that when that move happens, you're like, oh, you know what's coming. And here it is, the big red button. May even want to call it the big red beautiful button. Like, you know, you never know. For those that don't know, Jaden is JP.
Here is your winner, and still United States Champion, the All-American JP.
JP able to retain the United States Championship. And maybe JP is the one trying to break Totes' record. Maybe the corporate syndicate just trying to prove that they are strong enough to hold on to these title belts during this split to determine which is the strongest faction in our universe. So coming up now in the next match, it will be Andrew Dubs versus Jay Savage. Looking again, a TWO member versus the Universal World Champion. Now, title belt not on the line. But look at this, before the match. Maybe there's not going to be a match. What is he doing coming down to the ring? So Dubs laying it out there that the TWO got rid of the trash. They got rid of Totes My Goats. They got rid of Jay Savage. And tonight, he is coming out to prove that even though maybe he's been overlooked. Oh, and that didn't take long. Jay Savage is like, okay, you want to talk about some things? We got some things to get into. Jay Savage, the current Universal World Champion, not even coming down in his entrance attire, said that it was absolutely horse crap what they did to him. Absolutely horse crap what happened. Oh! And kind of sucker punches him right here. But Savage getting right back to his feet. And even though these two had something to discuss, the time for talking apparently is over. Both men wanting to prove to the other one who is right and who is wrong. This goes back to the schoolyard days. You wanted to figure out who was right and wrong, you just get on the schoolyard, throw some fisticuffs, and whoever came out the winner was the guy who was right. The other guy had to share his applesauce at lunch, you know what I mean? Little applesauce share might be going on right now. What is going on? Wally, welcome to the show. And Jay Savage, no stranger to taking the advantage, getting the advantage, and then using that advantage to bring home a match. No referee involved, no referee in sight. And it looks like management is just going to let these two guys go at it. You've got really don't even know what to call them, but maybe the Pillars, maybe War, not exactly sure. Fighting it out right here, and you've got the TWO. Oh, and the huge backhand right there. Dubs called out the Universal Champion, and Dubs is getting all he can take from the Universal World Champion. So if you wanted Jay Savage's attention, you got it. And finally, an end being put to that. But you can guarantee that is not going to be the last time those guys hook it up. I mean, they appeared to have a lot of words to say to each other. So probably a lot more to say now, looking at Totes, Goats, and Digital Dogs. And look, the last time we saw these two in the ring, they were fighting back and forth. Digital attacked them before the match started. Then try to attack them afterwards. It started with those two fighting. Totes winning a match. And then Totes and Digital fighting and all the heck breaking loose. Those guys having to get broke up in the back. What is going to happen when these two step in the ring tonight?
The following is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the War Raiders, from every man's nightmare, weighing in at 258 pounds, Tonio McGriff.
So you can see Totes McGoats adopting the screw the rules type of an attitude. Wait, what is this? Digital? Again, hiding behind the stairs. I don't even know how you hide a Digital Dogs behind the stairs, but the brand new look from Digital, hiding behind the stairs. Totes trying to make his way down to the ring. Digital already down at the ring, waiting on Totes, and now these two not even making their way inside the ring as of yet. Match hasn't even started, and these two guys going after each other. And it makes you wonder, is there even going to be a match? Are these guys even going to be able to make it into the ring? Totes trying to fight back. Digital staying on the offense, but look, every time Totes hits Digital not having it. And that is a huge power bomb. That could have been even worse. You can see that thin rubber mat on the outside of the ring. And the concrete that lays underneath. Somehow Totes fell on top of that Digital concrete, but Digital absolutely taking it to Totes right now. Definitely getting the better of him. And look, Digital had talked about it at one point, and look, throws Totes into the ring. Referee rings the bell. Now these two getting after it. And Totes has got to find a way to get back in charge of this match. Like, how many more punches is he going to be able to take? Finally ripping the shirt off, taking the hat off, throwing it out into the crowd. Now him and Digital straight getting after it. And that is a big man to be putting up. Oh, Totes trying to do something now, going for the pin. Not even a 1 count. And Rot-Row SpaghettiOs. What? There isn't many times it looks like Totes is a ragdoll, but just got ragdolled by Digital Dog. Digital hooks the leg. 2. And of course it was a 2 count already. I thought that would be a 3 count. You hit Frankie Two Fingers with some moves like that, I'm out. Not having it. Oh, here we go. The extraction right onto Digital. Grabs the leg. And Digital able to kick out into himself. So Totes kind of bringing it back. But I can tell you right now, if Digital can find a way to hit him with his choke slam, no way Totes is in any shape to be kicking out of that. And we just talked about it. Goes, picks him up, going for a ride. And look at this. Smart move by Digital, pulling him out away from the ropes. 2. And how did Totes even kick out of that? Totes trying to get out of the way, and look how far he had to jump. You want to talk about getting some hops. Had to get some hops. Now winding up, the wind up and the pitch. Hits him with it. Huge right-handed haymaker. And Totes pulling some moves out that we haven't seen in a while. Like, what is the heck is that? That is some headbutts, which I don't think is going to be that effective against Digital. You see what he's got on his head, but Totes still going after it. Going after the head. Digital trying to get back to his feet. And Totes really slowing down the action to stay in charge, to stay in control of the match, knowing there can't be much more punishment he takes if he wants to win this match. And Rot-Row again. And for the ride for the last time, hooks the leg. 2. And again, he kicks out of it. I don't even know how you would kick out of the first one. Rolls out of the ring, waiting on Digital. Letting the hands and the feet go. Digital getting it back around, slamming him. And right where this match started is where this match is again. But this time, referee counting. The official match now underway, of course. Totes grabbing his head, but look, I don't think he's got much left in the tank after what Digital has been putting him through. Digital, again, largest TCW wrestler, 2. And again, somehow, Totes finds a way to kick out. And look, there's got to be a lot of animosity between a third one. And where is Totes getting any of this? What is he do? Oh, winding up one more time. And Digital says, no way. Headbutt a Rooney right to the top of the scunion of Totes McGoats. And Digital, is he calling for it or is he just threatening it? Totes finally getting to his feet. Just a little scare tactic on that, but look, brings him up, and where is he going with it? I thought he was going to powerbomb him to the outside of the ring. Little neck grabber, little neck cranker going on right there. Gets him back to his feet, brings him up, and what goes up must go down, threw him over the head of Charles Robinson. And a rope break. Digital again setting up for it, and like I said, there's no way you don't survive 3 of them. I said you didn't survive 1, but there's no way to survive 3 from Digital Dogs. And yet again he survives, and again? I don't even think Totes is conscious anymore. Yeah, big boot, like 3 choke slams, a big boot, couple power bombs on the outside of the ring. Those big old ham hocks hitting Totes McGoats right in the head. Finally splits him open. Digital stomping on the chest. Lots of things going on right here. And is this another boot? No. Little old flippity-doo dog coming from Digital Dogs. And you want to talk about 2 guys just getting after it. The old leader of the TWO versus the new leader, the leader that ousted Totes McGoats out of the TWO. And Totes still trying to fight back. But look at this. Extraction number 2. 1, 2. And Digital kicking out like, why not? Totes kicking out of 3 of Digital's finishers. Why wouldn't Digital kick out of 2 of Totes'? And even though Digital, like being, like reverse Digital, the reverse dogs. And on a lot of guys, that probably wouldn't matter, but look, getting thrown up that far in the air and coming back on top, you can see Totes bleeding even more, and now Totes really going after the head of Digital Dogs. The second one, Digital grabbing the face, and that might be messing up the old breathing apparatus. Totes really backing up. Digital, does he see it coming? He does, and right into it. Choke slam number 4, hooks the leg, 1, 2, 3. And there, look, I don't know how you survive 3, but Digital coming out on top, beating Totes McGoats, showing him why he's the brand new leader of the TWO. But you want to talk about an absolute fight, an absolute battle. Those 2 guys going back and forth, back and forth. Absolutely crazy that Totes able to kick out of that many. And that should show you how much those 2 want to get after each other. How much pain those 2 want to cause each other. And again, you know it ain't over. No title belts on the line, but gotta be close to one of the matches of the night. And that last sequence right there, where Digital blocks Totes and immediately grabs him and bam, choke slams him. Unreal. Unreal. Look at that right there. Hooking that and then bringing him up and right back down for the win.
Here is your winner, the Destroyer,
And look, if you're going to lead a faction like the TWO, you're going to overthrow the leader, Totes. You got to be out there winning matches. You got to be out there helping your guys get title belts. So, absolutely on another level. A 1-on-1 4.5-star match. Like, absolutely crazy. Now, getting ready to get into the last two matches of the evening. TCW Women's United States title belt on the line. Repentia getting her shot at Jane for the United States Women's Championship. Now, one of the crazy things about this, Repentia also having her moveset, we talked about this, but now having her moveset redone. Thank you. I was like, man, I think we're stuck again, but we are not.
The following contest is a special referee match and is for the United States Championship.
So Repentia now making her way down to the ring. Now, we saw her on Absolute Roll back in Season 6. Been doing well in the tag team division, but for whatever reason in the singles division, and I say for whatever reason, but we did find some things for some reason wrong with her moveset. So hopefully that is fixed now, and she will be back to the bloody gumdrop stuff. Business as usual there. But is she going to be able to take on Jane and win the United States Championship belt tonight? So United States Champion Jane making her way down to the ring again. Title belt on the line. When we look at how these title belts got broken up, the United States titles went to the side of the Meltdown brand. The Intercontinentals went to the side of the Outbreak brand. That way they could keep their title histories intact.
Introducing the challenger from Russia, the Russian gladiator, Repentia. And her opponent from Blackpool, England, the United States Champion, the Legend Killer, Jane.
So U.S. title belt on the line. Who is going to walk away with it here tonight? And look at that. Normally we see Repentia coming out real quick. Typically the one on the run, but must have scouted Jane out, realizing that she does the same thing. So held back, ducked over to the right, and got in control of the match early. And it's funny because you look at the size of the wrestlers and you're like, oh, Repentia is probably the speed wrestler. No. In fact, Jane is your speed wrestler. Repentia is your power wrestler. Even though her finishing move isn't about that, but it still generates speed and torque. Generates force, generates power, right? They keep saying they fixed the hair shine thing, but you've seen tonight there's a lot of shiny hair. Goes, hooks the leg, one. That's a very interesting, like that. It's a really interesting thing when you watch TCW. None of these wrestlers look alike. None of them. All of them have face scans. All of them have very, very unique master-crafted features. So, and Repentia taking Jane, throwing her right outside the ring. And look, you would think that she would absolutely be going after her, but waits for her inside the ring. Jane, little clap on, clap off, the ear clapper. But for as aggressive as Repentia is, she's also very disciplined wrestler. Goes after it again, trying a little sneakity-deekity move. And there is the power that we're talking about. But instead of going for the pin, going right after the Melinda G. Going right after the head. And again, looking like she learned from the last time. Jane jumped in, trying to go right back after it. But this time, Repentia waiting in the ring and goes for the counter instead of going for the offense immediately. Using those ropes, getting up. And could this be the bloody gumdrop? No. But a huge crossbody, and you're going to start seeing Repentia does like to, even though she's a power wrestler, does like to take things off the top rope. Oh, and able to stop Jane. Got a little nervous, you could tell. But was that to kind of suck her in a little bit, bring her in, make her feel like she was the one in charge, and then turn it back around on her? And there it is. We may have a brand new United States champion. And we do. Repentia taking the title belt off of Jane. It might have been one of those things where, if you guys know about the bedazzled jawboners, you know, maybe Repentia seeing how bad Digital Dogs beat up on Totes, getting a little bit of inspiration right there. The new moveset, getting comfortable with that inside the ring, and then going to town, bringing home the United States title. Remember, back in season 6, she was actually on a path, on a trajectory to get some world title shots. That did not come to fruition. Then in season 7, kind of faltered out. This could be the next step.
Here is your winner, and new United States champion, the Russian gladiator, Repentia.
But this could be the next step in that evolution on her way to the world title. Now, coming down to it, main event of the evening. Kind of an updated look for Recon Delta. You know, and this is one of those things where daily you guys see the individual matches and going back and looking at how we made Recon Delta's mask, started to take that same technique and add it to this. But TCW Meltdown champion Drew Hawthorne will put it on the line right now against Recon Delta.
The following contest is a special referee match and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
See, Effie knows how she gets the handprints. When she wins title belts, more handprints get added to the title or to her outfit. But former world champion Recon Delta, and it has been a while since he has won a world title, but getting his shot here on the Meltdown brand tonight, stepping away from the tag team division, getting back to work with an all-new look, all-new entrance attire, a little bit more fitting of the Recon Delta we used to know. Yeah, Sir Grumps a lot. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, though. Recon Delta not just fighting against any world champion. Right now, and maybe will be the only time in history. Right now, Drew Hawthorne, or as you know him in the chat as Sped, holds not only the Meltdown World title belt, also holds the Outbreak World title belt. And because he is on the Meltdown brand, will have to defend his title every single Outbreak until he loses it. Just like we're not taking away the title belts from the corporate syndicate, we will not take away the title belts the other way either. So, but defending the Meltdown World title belt here tonight, can Recon Delta regain his former glory and win the world title belt here tonight? Another really interesting thing happened with one of our shorts, and it's a short that shows Sped walking down to the ring with that mask. Over 2,300 views and gained over 22 subscribers, brand new subscribers, one short. Not the greatest performing in views of all time. It is really up there. Especially, it might be in the short amount of time it happened. We have one with 15,000 views, but the 22 subscribers gained is a record for the channel on one short. So, quite the deal. But Sped making his way down to the ring, carrying both the Outbreak and Meltdown World Championship title belts. And since he won the Junior World Championship, which is now the Outbreak Championship, he has not lost. Going on to be quite the array of world champion wrestlers to become Mr. Meltdown, Mr. TCW Money in the Bank. And that's how he got the Meltdown World titles.
Introducing the challenger from the good old USA, weighing in at 252 pounds, Recon Dalton. And his opponent, from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 273 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion, gentlemen, Drew Harrington.
What's crazy about the views, again, it is in the top 10 in views of all time, but almost 1,700 views came in 1 hour. And then steady again where it started coming up. And look at that. And that was a quick thing. And you can see Paul Ellerton on the outside trying to get involved and break up that tag. Good thing he didn't. But again, it's kind of like that champion's advantage. If he gets disqualified, yeah, Recon Delta wins the match, but will not win the title. And look, when there's those kind of decisions or countouts, in my universe, they stand. There's no restart. And Recon Delta absolutely fired up, starting to look like the Recon of old. And it has been a minute. We've seen Recon go through some changes, go through some stuff. Sped, though, able to kick out. And the referee putting that turnbuckle pad back on. Recon now, what is he doing? Not really known for his top rope antics. And that is why Drew getting out of the way of that. Now taking him over, putting him in the corner. And Recon able to fight out of that corner. But this is the part, we have seen people come out quick against Drew Hawthorne in the past and then absolutely peter out once Drew starts to get on a roll. Drew just trying to inflict pain. Recon now again going for a little sneaky action. But Hammer Hancock, the referee, right on top of all the action, finally gets out and look, delivers one big clothesline. Referee getting the bat out of the way. And Drew letting Recon know exactly what time it is. 1, 2. Yeah, and if you watch Nightbot too, there is multiple ways to become a member of the channel. For very affordable options, members get access early to some of our content. All of the shorts content, they get early access to. And look at these guys going back and forth. If that doesn't tell you about the preparation both of these men have put in to this main event match, I don't know what would. And then you look at the strength of a Drew Hawthorne. You look at the power of a Drew Hawthorne. So the fact that Recon able to keep up with it, able, even after the moves that have been put on him, able to keep wrestling in this match. Oh, that might have been it right there. But Drew getting out of the way. Then dropping him right on the back of his head, setting up for the real thing. Let the big guy get his paws on you. But Recon Delta able to reverse that back around as well. Recon right there. We're just getting ready to talk about it. That is his finisher, called the Delta variant. And it is a powerful finisher in and of itself. But Drew somehow able to kick out of the Delta variant. I'll tell you, back, about 2021, 2022, I got hit with the Delta variant. Put me down for about 10 days. But it forced me to stop dipping. So there's that. The good and the bad, you know what I mean? Yeah, most of the time you would see one of the wrestlers trying to slow it down, but neither one of these guys trying to slow it down. Both guys trying to keep the pressure up on the other one every time they get a chance. Recon now hooks the leg. 1, 2. And I thought we were about to see a brand new world champion right there. Recon putting the Vulcan death grip on him, and Drew saying, no sir. Not today. No Vulcan death grip today. Now cranking on the neck of Drew. And this is one of the most even matches we have seen Drew in a long time. We saw him lose with no title belts on the line. We saw him lose to Logan Windsor. Oh! Oh! Did you see that? Went for the big punch. Drew, though, catches him. Hits him with a version of the Delta variant of his own. 1, 2. And that usually sets up his finisher. Will it set it up right now? And yes, it does. Yes, it does. There it is. Did he just retain the title? 1, 2, 3. And Drew Hawthorne retains the Meltdown World Championship. What a crazy match. You look at it right when it starts off, you can see Ellering trying to break it up, but a quick 2 count right out the gate. Recon Delta again, because he got that 2 count, felt like he kept trying to do the thing. Goes for that Superman punch, and again, back steps off it, gets dropped on the back of his head. And this is almost, looks like the mistake that may have kept happening, and the reason. Hits him with the Delta variant. We think it's over right here, but Drew Hawthorne finding a way to kick out of it. Goes hooking the leg again. This is after some action that happened on the outside of the ring. And then Drew starting to feel it. Hits him. Not as powerful, but still hits him with a version of the Delta variant. And then this right here, where you're like, oh, what is about to happen? And that was after missing another Superman punch. Ends up getting it put on him to retain the Meltdown World Championship.
Here is your winner, and still World Heavyweight Champion, gentlemen, Drew Harrington.
Look, we talked about it when he was in TWC. When it was in the developmental league, as the world champion, kept a tight grip on the locker room. That locker room ran the way he wanted, and when people got out of line, he laid down the law. And we see that same thing going on right now, right here. But, to be fair, Recon Delta probably just gave him his best match. There's a couple times where, maybe Recon Delta lands that Superman punch and then maybe goes on to win the match. But who knows? That is for another day to find out. But guys, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Remember, when you're out there in the world and you're doing stuff and you're moving around, the world does a great job of putting us into positions to divide us amongst ourselves. Yeah, we might not agree with the person next to us. We might not agree with whatever. But having the ability to be able to talk to one another, to try to understand where the other person's coming from, That's powerful. Just because somebody's mean to you doesn't mean you have to respond in kind. You have the power to make your own decisions. You've got the ability to show leadership in times like that and maybe show them the way. Show them how maybe they should be acting instead of responding with, oh, well, he was mean, so I was mean. Oh, well, she was mean to me, so then I was mean. Just keep that in mind when you're out there in the world today. Show each other some kindness. But from everybody here at the Totes Wrestling Network, to all of you out there, this is Frankie Two Fingers signing off. Now, Ashley, in case you don't know, there's typically where I don't talk from this point on, but there's typically bonus footage, so you always want to hang around. But we'll catch all of you guys in the next one. Peace.